Every engineer remembers their first time on a construction site. The dust, the noise, the unfinished skeleton of a structure rising into the sky, and somewhere in the middle of it all, a feeling that you're becoming part of something bigger than yourself. What many don't realize in that moment is that the lessons waiting for them there go far beyond drawings and calculations. They are lessons about life, priorities, and the time each of us has to build something meaningful. In civil engineering, we often say that every structure begins twice, once in the mind of the engineer and once on the ground. And in many ways, our lives follow the same pattern. The foundation we build internally shapes everything else that comes after. But just like on a real site, if we rush through this stage, if we ignore the soil conditions of our own lives, the stresses we carry, the weaknesses we don't want to confront, our foundation becomes unstable. And a life built on unstable ground never stands for long. I've heard stories from engineers all over the world, from Lagos to London, from Mumbai to Manila, and despite the differences in culture, climate, and codes of practice, one common truth emerges. The greatest structures collapse not from lack of material, but from lack of attention. In our lives, attention means giving value to the things that matter. Our mental health, our relationships, our ability to pause, reflect, and decide who we want to be. A senior engineer once told a young intern, "On this site, don't only measure the concrete. Measure yourself." The intern didn't understand until years later, when work started consuming every hour of his day. He was chasing deadlines, solving site issues, signing drawings, answering calls at midnight. He had become excellent at his job, but a stranger to himself. He realized that life, much like a project, needs proper scheduling. You cannot pour every activity into one day and expect it to cure properly. Balance is what gives strength, both in concrete and in people. As engineers, we're trained to solve problems, to fix things, to prevent failure. But ironically, many of us are afraid to stop and examine the cracks within our own lives. We call it being busy or staying productive, but often it's just avoiding reflection. And yet, real growth begins in the quiet moments when the noise fades and honesty takes over. When we ask ourselves, am I building the life I want, or just the life I ended up with? Am I moving with purpose, or just moving? Am I spending time, or investing it? Every great engineer understands that structures don't fail suddenly. They give warnings. Tiny cracks, slight deflections, small vibrations. Life gives similar warnings. Burnout, frustration, loss of passion, a sense that everything is urgent but nothing is meaningful. Ignoring these signs leads to collapse, whether on a site or within ourselves. And the stories shared by experienced engineers teach us something powerful. Time is the one material you can reorder. You can replace steel, redo concrete, resurvey a site, but you can't call the supplier and ask for an extra 5 years of your life. That's why spending time wisely is one of the highest forms of professionalism. Because a well-balanced life produces a better engineer, not the other way around. There was a structural engineer in Dubai who said he learned more about life from a cracked beam than from any university lecture. He was young, overconfident, and ignored site warnings because he trusted the numbers more than his instincts. The beam sagged during curing, and although it didn't collapse, it taught him that engineering isn't just calculations, it's awareness. Awareness of the environment, awareness of the process, awareness of yourself. And he carried that mindset into his personal life, to check on the small cracks before they become big problems, to talk to people before relationships weaken, to rest before exhaustion becomes injury, to reflect before decisions become regrets. This is a crucial lesson. It's not about waiting for a catastrophe. It's about proactive maintenance of your own well-being. Some of the wisest engineers also speak about the importance of patience, something many students and young professionals underestimate. In nature, concrete doesn't gain strength instantly. It needs time to cure. Your career is the same. Your confidence is the same. Your wisdom is the same. You cannot rush your growth any more than you can force concrete to reach its full strength in just 1 hour. Great things take time, and things that take time are often the most durable. But patience doesn't mean waiting without effort. It means working with intention. A bridge doesn't appear because the engineer wished for it. It appears because they planned, designed, corrected, adjusted, coordinated, and stayed consistent. Whether you're a student or a professional, the path forward is built one step at a time, and each step matters. Even the small steps, especially the small steps. And here is another lesson from engineers across continents. Your environment shapes you. A structure behaves differently depending on soil type, loading conditions, climate, and external forces. Humans are no different. If you surround yourself with negativity, lack of ambition, and people who don't believe in growth, your potential becomes restricted. But surround yourself with learners, thinkers, doers, and you rise naturally, just like a well-designed structure supported by strong foundations. Choose your environment as carefully as you would choose the location for a skyscraper. Mindfulness also plays a powerful role in engineering. On site, mindfulness means paying attention to details, staying aware of hazards, and being fully present during inspections or decisions. In life, mindfulness means recognizing your emotions, noticing your habits, and being conscious of how you spend your days. Many professionals look back after 20 years and say, "I was building buildings, but I wasn't building myself." Mindfulness ensures that as your career grows, you grow along with it. It's the practice of being the chief inspector of your own life. And finally, the most profound lesson shared by engineers worldwide is this: everything we build, whether a road or a life, is temporary. But the impact of what we build can last far beyond us. The roads you design will carry people you will never meet. The structures you build will shelter generations you'll never know. And the personal choices you make today, how you treat people, how you develop yourself, how you spend your time, will create echoes that shape your future in ways you cannot yet see. So as you move forward in your engineering journey, remember this: you are not just constructing buildings. You are constructing character. You are not just calculating loads. You are learning to carry your own. You are not just designing structures. You are designing a life. Reflect often, grow continuously, stay mindful, and invest your time like it's the most precious material you'll ever work with, because it is. If this message inspires you, keep exploring your potential with Civil Field Academy, where we don't just build engineers, we build better human beings. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that builds you up.